What's going on, people? Back today to talk about some MCU stuff, and as you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to be giving my take on Deadpool and Wolverine. So, for those few people out there who do follow my channel and watch my videos when I put them out, I have not been reviewing the MCU as I once did. I think the last video I really did on the MCU was like a year ago. I did my overall review of Phase 4. Because, listen, guys, like as much as I like to talk shit on something when it deserves to be talked shit about, when the franchise just keeps rolling out dog shit after piece of shit after piece of shit after piece of shit after piece of shit, I just get tired of it. So I decided that rather than do individual reviews for all those movies that sucked, just criticizing how much they sucked, I decided to just do one big video talking about Phase 4. And that's what I did. I never talked about what have I missed? I never talked about the Marvels because I never went and saw it. I never talked about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania. I never talked about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was good. It was. Like, just saying, it was. It was like I feel like they kind of wasted what's his face, Adam Warlock, but other than that, Guardians 3 was good. Really, really good. But I've been just kind of like out of the most of the Disney Plus shows have sucked. I didn't talk about let's see. I did not talk about Hawkeye. I did not talk about What If. I did not talk about Miss Marvel. Oh, maybe I did in that one big video. The point is like I've just been kind of like step away from it, you know. And my opinion on the MCU movies at this point, and the shows on Disney Plus going forward, was I'm gonna wait till they're already out. Then I'm gonna listen to reviews on YouTube and whatnot, and see what the hype is. And if people are like it's good, then I'll go watch it. Then I'll go watch it. So my review for Deadpool and Wolverine is coming late because obviously I just don't get to see movies opening night anymore. Like I think those days are done. And then by the time we got to go see the film, it was like I also wanted to wait long enough to where all the major like movie reviewer people like Jeremy Johns and everybody got their reviews out, and I listened to what they had to say, and they all had positive things to say about it. They all said it was there was much more in the film to like than to dislike. So I said, fuck it, let's go see this movie. We went and saw it, and here's my take on it. It's a good film. It's a solid C average film, right? And the way I rate movies and whatnot is, I mean, everything. It's always a little bit of personal bias, but like the grading scale that I use is derived from like when we're all growing up. Like I don't know how it was in all you guys' households, but like if I brought home a well, when we were in school, it was 60 to 70%, or 60 to 69% is a D, 70 to 79% is a C, C minus, C, C plus. Um, 80 to 89% is a B, 90 to, and then 90 and above is an A, right? So if I ever came home with like a 75% on a test when I was a kid, my folks kind of had the attitude of like, you could have done better. Like it's fine, but you could have done better, and you know you could have done better. And that's where I give this movie like 75%, 7.5 out of 10, bare minimum C average. And the reason for that is because I'm very big on like the film industry should, like, I understand you cannot please everyone, but with the power of the internet, like we have tools now that like marketing departments like and divisions never had before back in the day. Like you can take the temperature of your audience pretty damn thoroughly, and while you're never going to please everyone, you can please a mass majority. And what I think everyone was expecting and wanting from this film, including myself, and what I kind of think we were led to believe it was going to be, was Deadpool with Wolverine, Hugh Jackman Wolverine along for the ride, joins the MCU. What we really got was Deadpool, along with Hugh Jackman Wolverine along for the ride, says goodbye to the Fox Marvel universe. And honestly, we didn't need a movie that said goodbye to the Fox Marvel universe because no one gave a fuck about it. And they joke about that heavily in the film. Like they're very self-aware of the fact that like the Fox Marvel stuff has been forgotten. It's in the void. They even had the 21st Century Fox logo in the void, like half buried in the sand in the film. Nobody gives a fuck about it. The X-Men movies back in the day, X-Men 1, 2, and 3, those were good films. People liked that franchise. People loved Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. They loved Logan. And they loved the Deadpool films. But let's look at the other stuff, right? The Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. The Elektra movie. Nobody cares. The Blade franchise was also kind of cool back in the day, but that's been over for so long that like no one cares anymore. It's a nice trilogy of movies. You can always rewatch them. It's kind of like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Every once in a while, I pop that shit on. You know, every like every once a year or so, I watch the Lord of the Rings films. You know, it's not saying like the every single copy of the Blade trilogy is going to get burnt and you're never going to be able to watch it again. It exists, but in terms of caring about it, like as part of like something with legacy, like no, it is what it is. It's been over and done with for a long time. And then Fox did their bullshit. They tried to reboot the X-Men movie franchise with new younger actors, and it looked like it might go somewhere for a minute at the end of Days of Future Past, but then they made two absolute pieces of shit with Age of Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. And granted, the only thing cool about Age of Apocalypse was the fact that it kind of hyped up Dark Phoenix. And people were kind of like, oh shit, you know, X-Men 3 Last Stand didn't really do the Dark Phoenix saga from the comics justice. Maybe they're going to get a mulligan here and they're actually going to do it right. Nope, they didn't. So, yeah, no one gave a shit about Elektra. No one gave a shit about Daredevil, Ben Affleck Daredevil. Blade was over and done with. The X-Men franchise had been tanked. The only thing cool about the Fox Marvel shit left was Deadpool. Hugh Jackman had his closure. He did Logan, and it was a solid film, and it ended that character off nicely. And people loved it. The only thing cool about it was Deadpool, and because of that, everyone was just like, just you've already started the multiverse. Just have just do some multiversal shenanigans and have Deadpool move over into the MCU. Just have him move over to 616. But they didn't. Instead, they wanted to do this whole movie about like, remember all this stuff from 20th Century Fox? No, yeah, I remember it, but I also remember that I didn't give a fuck about it. Like, the only piece of it that I really enjoyed was seeing Channing Tatum's Gambit, and that was just because like I was just kind of in the theater like, oh shit, he's actually pulling off the Cajun accent. Like, wow, Channing Tatum's got the acting chops. Who knew? I thought that was good. Some of the lines and dialogue was funny, but I don't know if it's the fact that I'm just getting older. I'm 32 now. I don't know if it's just that I'm getting older, but all the gay, homosexual, sexual cock and balls and asshole blowjob toilet humor, it's just not funny to me as much anymore. You know, I laughed at the cocaine part that he talks about with his blind roommate, but they put that in the trailer, so I laughed about it in the trailer. Like, I, it was all just toilet humor. Pegging's not new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney. Pegging is where people stick a rod up your ass. Ha ha! You know, Mr. Wilson, you seem to have soiled yourself while you were unconscious. I wasn't unconscious. Oh, so you shit your pants willingly. Ha 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 ha. No, like no. And then like the montage where he's getting suited up and like the costume guy that's like outfitting him with his costume and gear just keeps like fucking feeling him up and grabbing his junk and slapping his ass, and it's just like, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 times would have been like ha ha, but it went on way too long. And then they tried to like justify it by having him come back in the room and being like, by the way, your tailor is your tailor is a sexual predator. It's like, dude, this montage of this dude grabbing your junk and ass was not funny. It wasn't funny. So the movie really did not make me laugh. The 20th Century Fox Marvel callbacks, I could I could not care less. I could not care less. And then and that's a good chunk of the film, right? The whole premise is what? Deadpool's universe is dying. The TVA tells him your universe is dying because you lost your anchor being, which was Hugh Jackman Wolverine. And it's kind of like their tongue-in-cheek way of saying, hey, the only thing anyone gave a fuck about from 20th Century Fox really was you and Wolverine. And without Wolverine, you're not enough. So we're giving you the opportunity. You can jump on over to the 616 Marvel universe, or you could die in your universe. It's up to you. And Deadpool goes, well, what if I just go get a new Wolverine? He ends up getting the one that we follow through the film and whatnot. And it's like, that's not what we expected. Here's what I expected. I expected that it was going to be like multiversal shenanigans and whatnot. And Deadpool's done time travel before too. Like he did it with at the end of Deadpool 2 with Cable's device. So I thought it was going to be like the Time Variance Agency was going to be like, Deadpool, you caused some shit with the multiverse. I thought Deadpool was going to actually be needed to do something relevant for the sake of the multiverse. I thought along the way he was going to run into people like Loki, Kang. Well, Kang's been fired, we knew that, but like Loki, maybe any other character that's had something to do with the multiverse. Loki, Doctor Strange. I thought what we were gonna be getting was Deadpool with Hugh Jackman Wolverine along for the ride joins the MCU. I didn't think Hugh Jackman Wolverine was going to become a staple part of the MCU. I thought they just threw him back in there one last time to just one last hurrah to see him and Deadpool together. When the time comes for Disney Marvel to do their own rendition of the X-Men, 100 I'd have no doubt in my mind that they're going to recast Wolverine. It's not going to be Hugh Jackman, it's just not. Maybe Henry Cavill, fingers crossed. But yeah, I think I know I am. I think a lot of people were expecting this movie to be Deadpool joins the MCU, and it wasn't. It was Deadpool gives one last hurrah, says goodbye to Fox. And like, did we really give a shit? Did we really give a shit? And I understand this movie is doing very well in theaters. The acting is top notch. Hugh Jackman and Deadpool they do Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. They do work well together on screen. The special effects are good. The fight scene choreography and everything's there. Like all that's good. Also the villain kind of sucked. Like the villain is circumstance, right? It's Deadpool, your universe is dying because there's not enough shit left in it that matters. Okay, well, let me go get some more shit that does matter. Oh, the thing you brought is the worst. The Wolverine you brought us is the worst Wolverine. Okay, so we get sent to the void. Okay, well, now we got to get back out of the void so we can save my universe. Save your universe how? You tried that. You went and got a different Wolverine, and they didn't go for it. They just sent your ass to the void. And now to get out of the void, though, there happens to be this evil bitch in the void who's Charles Xavier's sister, Cassandra Nova. And yeah, like the Chris Evans as Human Torch, like it wasn't bad. Seeing Blade again wasn't bad. Seeing Chris Evans as Human Torch as Johnny Storm wasn't bad. Seeing Jennifer Gardner as Elektra wasn't bad. Getting to see Channing Tatum finally as Gambit wasn't bad. But if I had never gotten any of those things, I wouldn't be disappointed. You know what I mean? It's like you're over here like I feel like Disney Marvel's over here like, see, we gave you guys something you didn't even know you wanted. And I'm like, no, you gave us something that we didn't want. It's not that we don't like it, and it's fine. Sure, we'll take it, but it's like we're not mind blown. At least I'm not mind blown. I'm not over here like, oh my god, I didn't realize how much I wanted to see Blade again until I saw him in that movie. Like, no, I could give a fuck. I could not give less of a fuck. So, and that's the whole fucking movie. It was cool seeing Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in like a more comic accurate Wolverine costume. They did do the Wolverine like mask. Cool. Um, the Deadpool core, whatever. Nice pool. I don't give a shit. The fucking ugly ass dog didn't care. Like in the end, I just was like, okay, so like, is this gonna end with Deadpool joining the MCU? Because that's all I give a shit about. I want to see Deadpool with Doctor Strange and Sam Wilson, Captain America, and Thor and Ant-Man. I want to see Deadpool with the shit that I care about because I care about Deadpool and I care about the greater MCU, barely still, but I do. So I want to see these two things that I care about come together, and let's take all that other shit, like from the old Fox Marvel, the shit we don't care about, and let's throw it away. Let's just throw it the fuck away. And this is them going like, let's give it one last hurrah. And I'm like, no, we didn't need to. We could have just left, Elektra, we don't care. Blade, we don't care. It's done. Whatever. Bye. We don't care. At least I didn't care. So yeah, like I can't complain about the costume design. I can't complain about the action. I can't complain about the special effects. I can't complain about the acting, especially on Channing Tatum's part. Just the story was kind of weak, and it was also ultimately kind of irrelevant. Like he ends up just saving his universe, like because he stops Cassandra Nova from destroying all of reality. The TVA just kind of goes, "All right, we'll let your universe live," and then Deadpool's universe gets to live. And then also the Hugh Jackman Wolverine that he brought over, he's like stays in that universe for some reason, I guess, and just kind of wanders off. I think I don't know. Like I don't exactly remember that how that ended with that, but yeah, like yeah, I don't know. 7.5 out of 10, flat C average. Didn't wow me, but I think, like I said, it is doing very well in the theaters. People are loving it. It just crossed over $1 billion worldwide. This just shows that like when you go like three straight, what was the last like really good one? Probably, man, like the last Marvel thing I watched where I was like that was really good was probably Loki season 1. No, it was Guardians 3. Well, I'll put it this way: when you go like 3, 4 years where the majority of your content you're putting out is dog shit, yeah, you can make $1 billion off of a 7.5 out of 10 movie because people are so like deprived of their fucking Marvel cocaine. They're having Marvel withdrawals. They haven't had their Marvel heroin in a long time, and so even just like a 7.5 seems awesome to them. But I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't give a shit about all those throwbacks and callbacks. Fucking Pyro. I don't give a fuck about Pyro. I just don't care. I don't care. It was over and done with. It didn't need to be brought back. So that's my review of Deadpool and Wolverine. Take it for what you will. If you like this video, or if you have any comments, concerns, anything you want to bring up, get a discussion started down below. Did you like the movie? Not like the movie? Feel free to leave a comment. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. And if you want to help out the channel even further, check out some of my other videos and subscribe. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later.